name's Peter Rubb. I'm a policy officer stroke researcher analyst for the Chief Exec's service, and I was involved with collecting the evidence.
My name's Graeme McTavish. I'm a principal information analyst in the NHS. I've been seconded here at Renfrewshire Council Chief Exec Service since July. I was involved with my colleague Peter Rubb in trying to build an evidence document to give to those who were involved in the sort of wider project, to give them a base upon which they could make their decisions and try and quantify what, if any, impacts there was with a change in policy, with a proposed change in policy with the advice service.
The evidence is crucial to the methodology for impact assessment. Without the evidence, those conducting the assessment will use their own experience and their own knowledge rather than the facts. So it's important that the evidence is gathered. It's a crucial part of the process. It's also crucial that the evidence is made available to other people who are going to be carrying out impact assessments in the future. There's lots of evidence available out there from many different sources. There's a wide range of demographic data available from the Scottish Government at the census website. There's also internal monitoring data that we have within our organisation. There's research and data sets available from other government agencies, things like Scottish Household Survey, Criminal Justice Survey. There's also other public organisations like End Child Poverty. There's also published and unpublished research reports, and there's also recommendations from inspection and audit reports. But sometimes you cannot find the evidence, and these information gaps, it will need to be assessed by those doing the impact assessment on what sort of measures that are appropriate and proportionate to gathering that evidence. It may mean that they have to commission some research study, or it may mean that they have got to conduct consultation meetings with potential user groups who are going to be affected by the policy. You can also contact partner organisations and maybe tap into their data that they would not normally publicise or put out to the general public. But whatever information you do get, whatever evidence you get, and from whatever sources, that evidence needs to be reliable and it needs to be up to date. It also needs to be relevant to the user groups who are potentially affected by the policy.
It's quite a wide range. Internally, with the nature of the project we were doing was advice services, so there was quite a lot of client profile data we could tap into internally, whether that was from financial advice services, customer services, social work as well, and council house tenants.
We gathered a lot of evidence and we collated this into one evidence document which contained a lot of charts and tables, and it wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to read. So we also created a summarised document which we call Renfrewshire Today, and that document is a lot more readable, a lot more digestible and user friendly. That way the impact assessors can read Renfrewshire Today and come up with a lot more cohesive picture of what's going on in Renfrewshire. And then if they need to have more information or a bit more detail, they can refer back to the larger evidence document. Now both those documents we've made available in a knowledge bank which is held on the internal Renfo website. Both those documents we'll also be revising as more evidence is gathered and as more up-to-date information becomes available. What we're going to be doing is consulting the different service departments. We are asking them what information they would like to see within the knowledge bank and asking them what information they can provide for the knowledge bank. We'll also be consulting with the different impact assessors who are conducting impact assessments, and we'll be asking them to let us know when there are information gaps, when the evidence is not there, and also asking them to contribute to the knowledge bank on new evidence that they collect or gather. We're also hoping to develop an IT web-based solution where we will have a research facility and also a data request mechanism. I think we found, because it was expanded to include human rights, we didn't just concentrate on the 9 protected characteristics dealing with equalities. The human rights agenda basically covers everybody, and it's not until a policy is implemented that you know that somebody could be affected by it. So they need to be a lot broader in the type of information that they collect. My experience now is that instead of just being a small pilot, get in and out, I'm realising now that this is affecting across the whole of the community, not just one of these policies that we need to do and move on. It's actually affecting the whole of Scotland, across not just government organisations but public organisations as well, private organisations as well. So I guess the realisation for me is that it's a lot broader than what I initially thought, and it affects everybody.